Hey guys, Dave here with bowhunterplanet.com, and today we got one of the best battles in the industry, Hoyt versus Mathews, and we're going to take a look at these two new bows. We got the Alpha X30 up against the Lift 29.5, and today we're going to show you guys everything we can about these two bows and let you get your opinion on what you think of them, which one you would prefer. But before we do that today, I want to say a special thanks to our good friends at Easton, Trophy Ridge, Scott Archery, and Gas Bowstrings for their help and support in keeping this channel going. And now, on to the show. All right, so let's talk about the specs of these bows real quick. So we'll start with the Mathews. The Lift 29.5 features speeds of up to 348 feet per second. It is a 29.5 inch axle bow, 3.99 pounds, 6-inch brace height, 24.5 to 30 inches of draw length adjustments, and 55 to 80 pounds, and they have it available in 12 colors. Whereas the Hoyt is the Alpha X30, 344 feet per second, 30-inch axle, 4.55 pounds, 6 3/16 brace height. It can go 25 to 30 inches, 40 to 80 pounds, and is available in 14 colors. So it's not very hard to see that these two bows are completely different, because it's really nice to have two totally different bows and two totally different options for the consumer. I really love both these bows. I do think they both shoot very well, and they're both very nice looking bows. But I want to show you guys real quick just the riser differences to let you see those differences here between these two bows when they're side by side. Again, 29.5 and 30, so very similar on the length of the bow, of course. But these bows obviously are machined much differently. Hoyt having these big loops here on the riser, and Mathews having this very intricate cutouts, as you can see here as well. The Hoyt does have the bridge on the backside, which makes the bow a little more stable. It's something they've done for many years. Very cool looking. When we go down the bow, let's start at the top here. We have the Switch Weight X cam from Mathews. This is a mod specific cam, but it feels really nice. It's very smooth shooting. You can also see they got the axle on top of the limb. So as it comes down, it's on top of the limb, whereas Hoyt goes through the limb. You can see that is actually different technology there. The Hoyt has the HBX Exact cam. And what this one does, it has a mod on it so you can adjust the mod to fit different sizes, but it also has 1/4 inch increments. So it can really kind of get precise on who it's fitting. So it's very precise on who it could fit. They also have let-off adjustment right on there as well, 75, 80, and 85. Moving on to the pockets, you can see these are totally different pockets on these bows. I wouldn't say one's better than the other by any means. To me, they're both just some really nice pockets. Obviously, the limbs are much different between these bows. Hoyt has a new limb this year they put on this bow, this Alpha X. Mathews still has the new RPD they did last year on the Phase 4, resistance phase dampening, so they actually have 4 limbs on the top compared to the Hoyt's 2, so those are actually different. Those are 2 limbs sandwiched together, so that's been some new tech, and we've only heard good positive things about it so far, so I think it's going to be a good thing for Mathews in long term. It seems to be doing very well. Both bows have the normal sight mounts on the back. Hoyt has the front Picatinny system where you can see you clamp on a sight on the front, and Mathews has the bridge lock system. Takes the dovetail and puts it right through, and then there's a bolt on the top that will allow you to tighten it down. Hoyt has this bridge, which Mathews does not, and the bridge allows them to have your cords go through this bridge. So they put holes here to allow you to put your cable cord through there for your drop-away rest. They also put a cord hole here for if you want to run a Garmin sight or a Burris Oracle 2, you could go right through there. So that's pretty cool. Both bows have completely different grips. So Hoyt's got the award-winning Vital Point grip. This is an amazing grip, one of my favorite grips actually. Mathews has their standard grip, which to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I will say they do have the Shot Sense option to put in this, which is a new option. It's additional money, but it does go inside this and it'll have a chip in there that will basically talk to an app that will tell you things about your shot performance. So it's pretty cool. It's a cool tech idea if you like tech and want to get very precise about your shots. Both of them have the front end stabilizer on the bottom there, the little one. But the Hoyt does have the basic normal stabilizer, whereas Mathews has their new bridge lock stabilizer concept. Again, it's a system that's going to go through. This one's not specifically a Picatinny, but it is definitely a specific shape that they're putting through there. Both companies have their own strings now that are high-end. Match strings are what is being used by Mathews. It's their new string that they really put a lot of effort into to make some really high quality strings. Hoyt strings are called the Wire WRX, and they also have the Whole Shot V2s that go through there, as you can see. Again, really good strings, top-notch quality they put into these bow systems here. You might have noticed this, you might not have, depends on how detailed of an archer you are, but you can see the cams are tremendously different because Hoyt does not have a yoke in there, whereas the Mathews does. So these are completely different systems. They're gonna feel different as well. So just keep that in mind when you shoot these. And I highly recommend you shoot both these at your shop to make a decision on which one you like best. So let's go ahead and show you guys the speed test we did on these bows and the shots. Then we'll have some final words. All right, we're speed testing the brand new lift from Mathews. We're gonna test this at 29 inches of draw, 70 pounds. So let's go ahead and see what this thing can do. 350 grain, 328 feet per second. 450 grains, 295 feet per second. 550 grains, 267 feet per second. 650 grains, 247 feet per second. Hoyt Alpha X 2970, 350 grains, 318 feet per second, 450 grains, 279 feet per second, 550 grains, 260 feet per second, 650 grains, 237 feet per second. Some of the cool stuff Hoyt did this year, they did a lot of stuff actually on this bow. They have a new riser, new limbs, new pocket, new cam, so it's pretty much a whole new bow, which makes it very cool. Whereas Mathews kind of reused some of the stuff, but they do have a new cam system and more speed is what they were actually going for with this bow. The Mathews is going to retail for $1329 MSRP, while the Hoyt is going to retail for $1349 MSRP, so some slight differences there. I should also mention that the Mathews does have the SAS system, the stay of field system. This allows you to lock out the cables and the strings to make replacements in the field, which could be very important to some people depending on what you're doing. So what's your guys' thoughts below? You know, comment below. What's your thoughts? Would you go with the Alpha X from Hoyt here, or would you go with the lift from Mathews? Which one of these two monsters do you think would you prefer? The Mathews being a little bit cheaper in price and a little bit lighter on the overall weight, or the Hoyt that's extremely stable shooting bow with a lot of cool features and an amazing grip at this vital point. I mean, there's a lot of different options here, but you know, it's gonna fit you differently depending on who you are and what you're looking for. So I highly recommend getting to your local shop, trying both these out, and then let us know which one you end up going with. All right guys, thanks for watching. In the description below, you will find a whole bunch of great links to great companies who help us do what we do, so please support that. Also, you'll find some discount codes and a link to our new archery repair kit, so make sure you pick one up this year, help support the channel, but also protect your hunt in the field. I'm Dave Thomas, thanks for watching, we'll see you on the next one. The archery repair kit that we launched this year help keep yourself in the field longer with having the ability to fix your bow in the field. The archery repair kit gives you all the tools you need to keep going in your hunt and get you through before you need to go back to a pro shop.